You open your eyes. It's pitch black. You roll over. The clock reads 3:14 a.m. Again. You're not in pain. You're not stressed. You just woke up. And now you're wide awake, staring into the dark, wondering, why does this keep happening to me? If you're over 60 and constantly waking around 3 a.m., you're not alone, and you're not crazy. This isn't just aging. This is your body trying to tell you something. And the solution? It's not just pills or routines. It starts with understanding the truth behind this strange phenomenon and learning how to reset it for good. Let's begin. The silent sleep crisis after 60. Sleep after 60 isn't what it used to be. You may fall asleep fine, but staying asleep? That's a different story. Waking at 3 a.m. or between 2 and 4 a.m. is one of the most common complaints among older adults. It can happen suddenly, even if you never had sleep issues before. It's not just light sleeping or needing to use the bathroom. Often, people wake up fully alert, as if their body thinks it's morning. But here's what most people, and even doctors, miss. Waking at 3 a.m. is not random. It's a pattern rooted in deep biological changes that begin after age 60, and sometimes decades earlier. The hidden cost of 3 a.m. wake-ups. Frequent early morning awakenings can lead to daytime fatigue, irritability, memory lapses, increased fall risk, depression and anxiety, impaired immune response, worsening of chronic diseases. The good news: you can retrain your body and brain to sleep deeply again, once you identify the true cause behind the pattern. Let's break it down. What's really causing your 3 a.m. wake-ups? We'll explore 7 possible root causes in detail. Each one is scientifically backed and fixable. Here's a quick preview. Melatonin decline and cortisol spikes. Blood sugar drops at night. Liver detox cycle disruption. Overactive bladder or misaligned hydration. Unprocessed emotional or spiritual stress. Medication timing or interaction. Circadian rhythm drift, aging clock. Each of these has specific symptoms, biological reasons, and clear solutions. It's supposed to be quiet at 3 a.m. Your body should be at its most peaceful, your brain restoring, your heart calm. But for millions over 60, something else happens. A silent chemical shift. A hormonal betrayal. And suddenly, your body believes it's time to wake up. This shift comes down to 2 key hormones. Melatonin, the sleep signal. Cortisol, the wake-up alarm. And after 60, their delicate balance can collapse. What's melatonin, and why does it decline? Melatonin is a hormone produced by the pineal gland in response to darkness. Its job is simple, but critical. Signal the brain that it's time to sleep. Lower core body temperature. Regulate the timing and depth of each sleep cycle. But starting around age 50, and dramatically after 60, your melatonin levels begin to drop. By 70, some people produce only 1/3 as much melatonin as they did in their 30s. That means you may fall asleep fine, melatonin still surges initially. But maintaining sleep becomes harder, especially in the second half of the night. Why? Because melatonin isn't just about falling asleep. It also helps suppress cortisol and maintain sleep stability throughout the night. Now enter cortisol, the sleep disruptor. Cortisol is your stress hormone, produced by your adrenal glands. It's supposed to be low at night and rise slowly just before waking. But as we age, cortisol rhythms can become erratic, prematurely elevated, linked to blood sugar fluctuations, triggered by nighttime inflammation or hidden stress. If your cortisol rises too early, say around 2 or 3 a.m., it tells your body, wake up. The day has begun. Even if it hasn't. Signs your 3 a.m. wake-ups are hormonal. You feel fully awake, not groggy, when it happens. You wake around the same time every night. You can't fall back asleep for 30+ minutes. You wake up with a racing mind or mild anxiety. You're more irritable or fatigued in the late morning. You fall asleep easily, but can't stay asleep past 3 or 4 a.m. Case study, Harold, age 68. Harold fell asleep every night by 10. But like clockwork, He woke at 3:12 a.m., completely alert, unable to return to sleep. His doctor said it was just age. But after running saliva tests, they found cortisol spiked too early, and melatonin was barely detectable. Solution: he added a low-dose melatonin supplement, 0.3 milligrams, at sunset. Took phosphatidylserine before bed to lower cortisol. Removed evening news and screen time. Switched his main meal to lunch instead of dinner. Within 3 weeks, he slept through the night again. How to fix hormonal 3 a.m. wake-ups naturally. Take a low-dose melatonin, 0.3 to 1 milligram max, 90 minutes before bedtime. Try ashwagandha, phosphatidylserine, or L-theanine to lower cortisol. Eat a protein-rich breakfast to anchor cortisol timing. Avoid screens and bright lights after 8 p.m. Dim household lighting after sunset. Stop watching stimulating or emotional news at night. Keep your room cool, 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit / 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, and dark. Try gentle yoga or stretching before bed to signal safety. It feels like anxiety. You wake up with a jolt. Your heart is beating fast. Maybe you're sweating a little. Maybe you feel hungry. Maybe you feel scared. But it's not a nightmare. It's your blood sugar crashing, and your brain going into emergency mode. This is one of the most overlooked causes of waking up between 2 and 4 a.m., especially in adults over 60. Why blood sugar stability declines with age. As we age, our body becomes less responsive to insulin, slower at converting glucose to energy, more sensitive to long gaps between meals, prone to overnight hypoglycemia, especially after a carbohydrate-heavy dinner or alcohol. Even if you're not diabetic, your blood sugar may dip too low during the night. When that happens, your body responds by releasing cortisol, the stress hormone; adrenaline, the fight-or-flight hormone; glucagon, a hormone that forces the liver to release stored sugar. These hormones wake you up suddenly, with alertness, a pounding heart, or even mild panic. Clues that point to blood sugar as the culprit. You wake between 2 o'clock and 4 a.m. with alertness or anxiety. You feel hungry, lightheaded, or a little shaky. You had alcohol, sweets, or a high-carb dinner the night before. You skip dinner or eat very early. You feel better after a small snack. You have prediabetes, diabetes, or insulin resistance. You feel tired or foggy the next morning. You crash around 11 a.m. or 3 p.m. the next day. Case study: Diana, age 70. Diana ate a healthy dinner at 6 p.m., salad, rice, and fruit. She'd always considered herself clean with food. But she was waking up at 3 a.m. every night, tense and unable to fall back asleep. Her doctor checked her glucose levels overnight. They were dropping below 70 milligrams per deciliter at 2:30 a.m. Solution: she added a small protein plus fat bedtime snack, almond butter on half a banana. Reduced refined carbs at dinner. Started taking a magnesium supplement. Practiced slow breathing when waking up. Within 10 days, her 3 a.m. wake-ups stopped completely. How to fix 3 a.m. wake-ups caused by blood sugar drops. Eat a protein-rich dinner, chicken, eggs, tofu, beans, plus healthy fats, avocado, olive oil. Avoid high-carb dinners, white rice, pasta, bread, sugary desserts. Avoid alcohol within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime. Try a bedtime snack with 1 tablespoon almond or peanut butter, half a boiled egg plus a few walnuts, Greek yogurt with cinnamon, cottage cheese with flaxseed. Manage stress during the day. It spikes cortisol, which worsens sugar crashes at night. Have your doctor test your HbA1c, fasting insulin, and nighttime glucose. Bonus tip: cinnamon and chromium. Cinnamon helps stabilize blood sugar naturally. Chromium picolinate may improve insulin sensitivity. Take these with dinner, not before bed, for best results. You wake up at 2:44 a.m. You're not sweating. You're not thinking about anything stressful. You're not thirsty. But you're awake, again. This time, your body isn't responding to fear or hormones. It's working hard. Specifically, your liver is. Because between 1 and 3 a.m., your body enters the primary liver detox cycle. And if your liver is overloaded or undersupported, you'll feel it. The body's overnight healing clock. According to both modern circadian biology and traditional Chinese medicine, the hours between 1 o'clock and 3 a.m. are when the liver performs peak detoxification. Bile is processed and regulated. Blood is filtered and cleansed. Stored toxins are broken down. Inflammation and oxidative stress are neutralized. But if the liver is burdened with heavy medication use, high alcohol or sugar intake, excessive fat or fried foods, chronic inflammation, poor digestion, hormonal byproducts from stress or menopause, this natural cycle becomes dysregulated, and that can wake you up. Signs: your liver may be triggering 3 a.m. wake-ups. You wake between 1 o'clock and 3 a.m. regularly. You feel stuck awake, even if tired. You have bloating, indigestion, or gas after dinner. You use multiple medications daily. You consume alcohol or painkillers regularly. You feel sluggish in the morning. Your eyes or skin feel dry. You have bitter taste in mouth or yellowish tongue coating. Case study: Robert, age 72. Robert had no known liver problems. But he was taking 5 medications, eating late, and drinking wine most nights. He woke up like clockwork at 2:30 a.m., alert, restless, then exhausted at 7 a.m. His doctor didn't find liver disease. But his liver enzymes were elevated, and his bile acids weren't flowing properly. Solution: switched dinner to before 6 p.m. Cut alcohol to 1 night per week. Added milk thistle, dandelion root tea, and NAC. Started gentle morning walks for circulation. After 2 weeks, he was sleeping from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. for the first time in years. How to support your liver and sleep better. Eat your last meal at least 3 hours before bedtime. Drink warm lemon water in the morning to support bile flow. Add liver-supporting foods to your diet. Beets, artichokes, leafy greens, turmeric, garlic, fermented veggies like sauerkraut. Avoid processed oils, sugar, fried foods, and late-night alcohol. Consider supplements: milk thistle, silymarin, dandelion root, N-acetylcysteine, NAC, magnesium glycinate. Reduce exposure to toxins, plastics, scented candles, household chemicals. Spiritual insight: anger, frustration, and the liver. In traditional Eastern medicine, the liver is connected to emotional energy, especially resentment, unprocessed anger, suppressed frustration. Many people wake at 2 a.m. not just from physiology, but because the body is trying to process what the heart hasn't. It starts as a tiny urge, just enough to disturb your sleep. You try to ignore it, roll over, breathe through it. But 5 minutes later, your body insists. So you shuffle to the bathroom, again. It's 3:07 a.m. And now you're not just awake. You're fully alert. And it takes an hour or more to get back to sleep, if you can at all. Sound familiar? Then your 3 a.m. wake-ups may be coming from below the waist, not above the neck. How bladder sensitivity changes after 60. Aging affects the bladder in multiple ways. Decreased capacity, can't hold as much urine. Weakened pelvic floor muscles, less control. Overactive detrusor muscle, sends premature signals to urinate. Prostate enlargement in men. Lower estrogen in women, affecting urethra and bladder lining. Increased sensitivity to caffeine, alcohol, or acidic foods. All of this leads to a condition called nocturia, waking 1 or more times to urinate during the night. And guess when it most commonly strikes? Between 2:30 and 4 a.m. But there's another culprit: hydration mistiming. Even if your bladder is healthy, drinking most of your water in the evening can lead to unnecessary wake-ups. Why? Your kidneys process liquids continuously. It takes 1 to 2 hours for fluids to travel from intake to bladder. So drinking a large glass at 8 or 9 p.m. can fill your bladder right around 3 a.m. Clues that point to bladder-related wake-ups. You wake at exactly the same time every night, to urinate. You can fall asleep quickly again, unless you check your phone or stress. You drink water or tea after dinner or before bed. You take diuretics in the evening, e.g., for blood pressure. You feel fine during the day but tired in the morning. You experience slight dribbling, urgency, or leaking. Case study: Alice, age 73. Alice was drinking 2 full glasses of water before bed to stay hydrated. She also had a cup of herbal tea at 9 p.m. She was waking up at 2:55 a.m. every night, going to the bathroom, and then lying awake for over an hour. Her fix: shifted water intake to before 6:30 p.m. Took her diuretic medication after breakfast instead of dinner. Added bladder support supplements, pumpkin seed extract plus magnesium. Started doing pelvic floor strengthening exercises. Within 5 nights, she began sleeping through the night again. How to fix bladder-related 3 a.m. wake-ups. Front-load your hydration. Drink 75% of your fluids before 3 p.m. Stop drinking liquids at least 2 hours before bed. Avoid tea, coffee, alcohol, citrus, tomato-based foods after dinner. Ask your doctor to adjust medication timing, especially diuretics. Strengthen pelvic floor with Kegels, yes, even for men. Light yoga, glute bridges and squats. Try supplements like pumpkin seed extract, magnesium citrate or glycinate, saw palmetto for prostate support in men. Bonus tip: the double void technique. Before bed, go to the bathroom. Wait 5 to 10 minutes. Go again, even if you don't feel the urge. This ensures a more complete bladder emptying and may reduce that 3 a.m. wake-up call. You wake up at 3:21 a.m. But this time, your body isn't tense. Your bladder isn't full. Your room is quiet. There's no pain, no hunger, just something, a presence, a thought, a feeling you can't name. And suddenly, you're fully awake, lying in the dark, heart open, mind restless. You're thinking about people, about life, about loss, about everything and nothing. This kind of 3 a.m. wake-up is not physical. It's energetic. And it often means there's something unprocessed in you that needs to be seen. Why 3 a.m. is the hour of the soul. Throughout history and across cultures, 3 a.m. has been called the spiritual hour, the hour of the veil, the time of the great silence. In psychology, it's the hour when the ego is least active and the subconscious most accessible. In traditional Chinese medicine, 3 a.m. is linked to the lungs, which are associated with grief, sadness, unspoken truth. In neuroscience, REM sleep peaks around this hour, activating emotional memory centers in the brain. Which means, if you have unhealed pain, regret, or emotional suppression, it may surface now. Common signs your wake-ups are emotional in nature. You wake with thoughts, not symptoms. You replay past events or conversations in your mind. You feel guilt, worry, sadness, or regret. You're going through a transition, loss, retirement, divorce, illness. You're keeping something inside that you haven't voiced or faced. You wake up and feel the need to pray, cry, write, or reflect. You feel spiritually disconnected or off track. Case study: Martha, age 66. Martha started waking at 3:30 a.m. every night after her husband passed. She wasn't in pain. She wasn't depressed. But she described the hour as heavy. Her therapist suggested keeping a 3 a.m. journal by the bed. She began writing down her feelings, dreams, and memories every time she woke. 2 months later, her sleep returned. And she said, "I didn't just sleep better, I healed in the dark." How to work through emotional 3 a.m. wake-ups. Keep a notebook or voice recorder by your bed. When you wake, gently ask yourself, what am I feeling? Who or what came to mind? What needs to be heard or released? Write without judgment. Don't correct or censor. End each entry with one sentence of gratitude or forgiveness. Practice slow breathing. Inhale 4s, hold 7s, exhale 8s. Try calming herbal teas, like chamomile, lemon balm, before bed. Reconnect with your spiritual practices, whatever they may be: prayer, meditation, nature, music. Bonus technique: the emotional release letter. Once a week, write a letter, not to send, to someone you lost, someone who hurt you, yourself in the past. Write what you never said. Then burn it safely or tear it up. You're not just releasing words. You're releasing weight. You did everything right. You had your tea. You turned off the lights. You went to bed at a good hour. You even took your sleeping pill, just like your doctor said. And still, 3:06 a.m. You're wide awake. Why? Because sometimes, the very pill you think is helping you, is breaking your sleep in half. The hidden truth about sleep medications. Many drugs, including those prescribed for sleep, blood pressure, depression, pain, and allergies, can interfere with the brain's ability to cycle naturally through all sleep stages. They may help you fall asleep faster, feel relaxed at bedtime, but they can also suppress deep slow-wave sleep, stage 3, interrupt REM sleep, dream phase, shorten sleep cycles, cause early morning awakenings. Especially as you age and your liver metabolizes medication more slowly, small disruptions become bigger problems. Medications commonly linked to 3 a.m. wake-ups. Sleeping pills/sedatives. Zolpidem, Ambien, Esopiclone, Lunesta, benzodiazepines. May knock you out, but often wear off by 3 a.m., causing rebound awakening. Can cause dependency, confusion, or sleepwalking in older adults. SSRIs/antidepressants. Fluoxetine, Prozac, sertraline, Zoloft, paroxetine. Can reduce REM and delay sleep onset, increase night awakenings. Beta blockers, for blood pressure. Metoprolol, atenolol. Reduce nighttime melatonin production. Steroids, e.g., prednisone. Trigger cortisol surges at night, mimicking stress response. Decongestants/antihistamines. Some cause stimulation, others reduce deep sleep quality. Diuretics. Taken at night, they fill your bladder at 3 a.m. Case study, Tom, age 75. Tom was on 5 medications, including a nightly sleep aid. He fell asleep easily at 10 p.m., but always woke up between 2:45 and 3:15 a.m., wide awake, sometimes sweating. After reviewing his meds with a sleep-informed doctor, they switched his beta blocker to morning use, replaced his sedative with magnesium plus melatonin, tapered his antidepressant to daytime only. 2 weeks later, he slept from 10 to 6, uninterrupted. How to identify medication-induced wake-ups. Look up every medication you take, even vitamins or OTCs. Ask your doctor or pharmacist, can this affect my sleep quality? Can it alter melatonin, REM, or cortisol? Is this metabolized differently after age 60? Consider time of day you take each one. Track your sleep patterns in a journal for 1 week. Better sleep through smarter supplementation. Before using sleep meds, try magnesium glycinate or citrate, relaxes muscles, supports GABA. L-theanine, from green tea, calms without sedation. Glycine, lowers body temperature. Valerian root, passion flower, or lemon balm. Melatonin, 0.3 to 1 milligram, 60 to 90 minutes before bed, not too much. Always consult your doctor before changing medications, but remember, the goal is not sedation. The goal is natural, uninterrupted, restorative sleep. Imagine your body as a clock. Every organ, every hormone, every cell knows when to act, thanks to an internal timekeeper called your circadian rhythm. But what happens when that internal clock starts to drift? Suddenly, you're waking at 3 a.m. Not because you're stressed, not because of your bladder or blood sugar, but because your body thinks it's already morning. The aging circadian clock. The circadian rhythm is regulated by the suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN, in the brain. It responds to light exposure, especially natural morning light, temperature cycles, meal timing, sleep-wake consistency. But with age, the SCN becomes less sensitive to light, and the pineal gland produces less melatonin. This leads to phase advancement, wanting to sleep and wake earlier, fragmented sleep, weakened synchronization of organ rhythms, a strong tendency to wake 2 to 3 hours earlier than desired. So if you fall asleep at 9:30 p.m., waking at 3:30 a.m. is, in circadian terms, A full night's sleep, even if your brain disagrees. Clues that point to circadian drift. You fall asleep earlier than you used to, 9 to 10 p.m. You wake up around 3 to 4 a.m., feeling alert. You can't nap in the afternoon, even if tired. You feel most energetic in the morning, then crash after lunch. You're sensitive to light exposure in the evening. Screens keep you up. You feel sleepy before primetime TV. You stop being hungry at night, but eat more in the morning. Case study, Linda, age 69. Linda started falling asleep at 9 p.m. after retirement. She loved her new early routine, until she began waking at 3 a.m., confused and unable to get back to sleep. Her sleep doctor diagnosed advanced sleep phase syndrome, ASPS, a natural shift in circadian rhythm. Solution: she added light therapy for 20 minutes every morning, delayed dinner to 7 p.m., turned off screens at 7 and used amber glasses, kept consistent sleep and wake times, even on weekends. After 2 weeks, her bedtime shifted to 10:30 p.m. and her waking time to 6:30 a.m. How to resynchronize your internal clock. Get 20 to 30 minutes of natural sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. Delay bedtime gradually, by 15 minutes every 2 to 3 days. Keep a fixed wake time, even on weekends. Avoid naps after 2 p.m. Eat your last meal 3 hours before bed. Avoid bright screens and LED light after sunset. Try amber-tinted blue light blocking glasses from 6 p.m. onward. Consider melatonin, 0.3 to 1 milligram, at the same time each evening. The power of morning rituals. Anchoring your circadian clock begins with consistency in the morning. Wake at the same time. Hydrate. Step outside for light and fresh air. Move your body gently. Eat breakfast within an hour of waking. When you train your internal clock, your sleep stops fighting you. You wake rested. You sleep longer. And you feel like yourself again. You've made it this far because you want answers. And now, you have them. But knowledge without action is just more noise. So let's cut through the noise and give you a simple, actionable system to finally take back your nights and your mornings. Because you can sleep through the night again. And not just sleep. Thrive. Step 1. Identify your pattern. Ask yourself, what time do I usually wake up? Do I feel alert, groggy, anxious, or calm? Do I need to use the bathroom, or do I just lie there? What do I eat and drink in the evening? Do I take any medications near bedtime? Do I wake thinking about something, or someone? How long does it take to fall back asleep? Write it down for 7 nights. Look for a pattern. Step 2. Apply the fix for 14 nights. Start with just one change at a time. Give it 14 nights to work. Adjusting your dinner, earlier, more protein, less sugar. Adding morning sunlight and removing evening screens. Switching medications to morning use. Taking a calming magnesium supplement before bed. Writing in a 3 a.m. journal to process emotions. Drinking your fluids earlier in the day. Testing a small bedtime protein snack. Track changes in a sleep journal. Step 3. Create your sleep sanctuary. Temperature, cool, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius / 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Darkness, total blackout curtains or sleep mask. Noise, fan, white noise, or silence. Lighting, warm amber after sunset, no blue LEDs. Screens, off 1 hour before bed. Ritual, tea, book, stretching, breathwork, prayer. Your environment teaches your brain what to expect. Make it a temple for deep rest. Step 4. Trust the process. Your body is not broken. Your sleep is not lost forever. You just need to listen, adjust, and allow the rhythm to return. Even if you've struggled for months or years, these small changes, done consistently, can restore what you thought was gone. If this guide gave you clarity, relief, or hope, share it with someone over 60 who's tired of being tired. Comment below. What time do you wake up? What solution are you trying first? Subscribe to The Elder Way for weekly health and longevity wisdom rooted in truth and dignity. Because sleep is not just rest. It's healing. It's memory. It's life extension. And when you sleep well, you age well. This is the elder way.